children yet, but we have lots of friends that do. And one of the things that happens is when our friends invite them over, they bring us to the fridge at some point and they say, look at all the beautiful pictures that our kids drew. And Heather and I inevitably do the kind of couple look where we look at each other and say, what are we looking at? But you see, I also have nieces and nephews, and when they draw me a picture, it always goes on my fridge because I love my nieces and nephews deeply. You see, because I know the Creator, it brings the picture value. Julio and Julia, as you stand before us now, what brings this picture value? This ceremony has value because of the one who created it. So if God brings this ceremony value, why? It is because of God's immeasurable kindness and love that is displayed before us right now. In the book of Genesis, God began crafting the world. He made the heavens and the earth, the stars and the sky, the mountains and the ocean, and he came to the point where he created man. And Adam began working, and God looked at Adam, and out of God's great kindness and love for him, he said it's not good for man to be alone. So God created a woman, his friend, his lover, and his helper. And God declared in that moment that it was good. Julio, my guess is that Julia was walking towards you. In your head, you said something along the lines of, it is good. What is before us now is an example of God's kindness, his goodness, his compassion, his grace, and provision. This is only second to God himself. No greater love than when a man would lay down his life for another. Julio, in a few moments, you will make pledges declaring that you would die for Julia. And having spent time with you and knowing you, I know you would do just that. In God's great love for mankind, he sent his son to die. Through his death and resurrection, the greatest relationship mankind could ever know was made possible. Today, this marriage and this ceremony is a depiction of a much greater relationship. Right now, this area is full of love and joy and excitement. But all of that love doesn't even come close to the love God has for mankind. You see, the church is his bride. He laid down his life for us, the church. Always remember that one of the clearest pictures of the gospel anyone will ever see will be through your marriage. Julio. As Jesus laid down his own life for his bride, the church, so it is your greatest honor to treasure Jesus above all else and to love Julia as yourself, to care for her, to pursue her, to pray for her, and to lead her in all of your days. Julio and Julia, as God has clearly displayed his love, his kindness, his graciousness, humbleness, and selflessness, my prayer is that you will let these things guide you in your marriage in the days to come. In Ephesians 5, verse 33, it says this, however, each of you must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. God, in his great wisdom, is commanding a husband and wife to act in certain ways. Ways that speak to the deep needs that both men and women have. Julio, Julia stands before you right now, deeply wanting, needing, and desiring love from you. She wants to be loved by you and you alone. Will you take this command seriously? Will you have her and love her as yourself? Will you give of yourself and put her needs above your own? Will you sacrifice to show her that there is no one more important besides Jesus in your life? Julia, as Julio leads this house and loves you in his leadership, will you respect him? Will you communicate and act in a way where Julio feels valued and has worth and respected? Will you take this command seriously? If both of you hear nothing more today, I want you to hear this. The strength of your love for one another will only ever be as passionate as your love for Jesus. Therefore, the most loving act you can do is to daily grow closer with Jesus and to daily be transformed by Jesus. If you do that, your marriage will truly be unstoppable. In that duty, it is your duty to find your greatest joy, your truest friendship, and your deepest love in one another. This is my charge to both of you. Well, now that I've said a few words, it's time to take care of some official business.